number 5 Guard, F Company Scots Guards. It's the 40th anniversary of the Falklands War this year, Battle of Tumbledown, where about 40 years.
Well, we shared a barracks, Chelsea barracks, with the Scots, up their rifles and went to the South Atlantic, where they fought and won the fearsome Battle of Mount Tumbledown.
And Dave Stoden.
Have this fantastic mix of Guards discipline and pursuit of excellence with that Irish irrational 10th, if I can quote Lawrence of Arabia, which makes it the best regiment on the planet. I would say that.
It's slightly predictable, I have to say, yes. I should as well explain, you said a few minutes ago, Jamie, that the Irish Guards were affectionately known as the Mix, and some people watching might think, well, that's not an altogether nice term, but it's worth underlining that is what you Irish Guards call yourselves.
It's what we call ourselves, and actually it's been a nickname for so long that any connotations there may or may not have been have worn off.
Well, they are. And the Royal Standard being broken out above Buckingham Palace, we know what that means. It means that Her Majesty is in residence, so all fingers crossed for a balcony appearance by the Queen later. So the Guards have reformed, ready to march past in quick time. Their very upbeat tempo. Another neutral march before the regiments march past the Prince of Wales. This neutral quick march is called Rhythm of the Line, the Irish Guards. Duchess of Cambridge, who's been seen. And as we see the ensign marching in quick time, what does this phase of the parade mean for John? Heelan Laddie, F Company Scots Guards, the only regiment of the household infantry not to sport a plume in the bearskin. Very familiar and a good title for a great tune, I have to say. We talk a lot, JB, about family, and every guest I have in this commentary box, different regiments, will say, well, of course, we're a very proud family regiment. You will share that sentiment, but how would you differ then to the other regiments?
Well, we're very fortunate in that we've never been amalgamated, as none of the Foot Guards Regiment have. So fathers, sons follow fathers, brothers, they're all in there. In fact, the subaltern of the escort, Captain Freddie Bradshaw, is my godson, of whom I'm very proud. So it just has that family feel to it.
Whereas the Guards reform for the next stage. It's time for Lieutenant Colonel James Aldridge. No question at all that it's not just a huge honour for James Aldridge to be commanding officer of the parade, but it's daunting too. And the eyes of the world, those who are right around the globe taking an interest in this parade, and trust me, they do, in their hundreds of millions if you add the audience up. Of course it's a daunting role.
Shoulder! Arms! Officers! Take post! Quick march! In open order, left and right, dress.
March, march, jump and pike, 1 way to the right, right, turn, by the left, quick, march.
Senior drum major, great voice carrying right across the parade ground. Music here is called Field Marshal Alexander of Tunis. Foot Guards therefore have reformed, and soon it'll be the turn of the mounted troops to pass the saluting base. Household Cavalry, the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, and of course the mounted bands of the Household Division. Well, no better day for it because it's clear, it's sunny, colours are dazzling, the detail is remarkable. Blues and Royals making their way past for the inspection, past the great memorial to Queen Victoria. Their colonel, of course, is the Princess Royal, who is riding in the procession. Queen, who celebrated her birthday, her 96th birthday back in April. Today is the official birthday of the sovereign, and who decided that it might be better not to make the journey up to Horse Guards today, but to stay at the palace and to inspect the troops in this way. More comfortable for her, and we'll all understand that. And of course there will be that appearance with the working members of the royal family. That's important, Katie, isn't it? Because it won't be just anyone turning up on the balcony today. It's clearly defined. It's those who are working members of the family.
Yes, absolutely. That balcony appearance is always incredibly important. You can read as much, I think, into who is on the balcony as to who is not. But we know that there will be 17 members of the family alongside the Queen, and they will be working members of the royal family. I think that's also an opportunity, Hugh, for the Queen to thank those that she calls her substitutes for being out there day in and day out, working tirelessly for Her Majesty the Queen, flying the flag for Britain, not just here in the United Kingdom, but around the world.
The drum majors leading the bands counterclockwise direction this time around that Queen Victoria Memorial. The Queen ready once again to inspect them as they march past. Bands first, and then the guards who took part in the birthday parade itself, led of course by the Irish Guards. We'll be seeing a lot of this setup, Katie, the next few days, won't we? Because we have that concert on Saturday, we have other events as well. Today, by the way, the Royal British Legion arranged tickets for lots of people, deserving members of the public, to come along and sit in these stands, which are not normally there, of course. So they've had a great vantage point for this last hour of the parade, and they'll get a bird's eye view of the fly past.
Well, they will, and it's wonderful. There's seating there, and you're going to see the Mall fill up in the most spectacular way. And obviously, this is the central focal point of these Platinum Jubilee celebrations. I think it's also worth pointing out it's the first time we've seen the Queen at Buckingham Palace for a couple of years now, since before the COVID pandemic. So very special to see her back at Monarchy HQ, Buckingham Palace, resplendent in this wonderful spring sunshine. Thank goodness the sun is shining.
have to say, Jamie, I am fascinated. There's a long conversation going on between the Queen and the Duke of Kent. They're obviously comparing notes, pointing to this section of the Guards and that section, and I'd love to know what they're saying.
So would I, and I think the Guardsmen, if they see the pointing going on, will be in 6s and 7s about whether to be pleased they're being pointed at or not.
It's still there.
It's more distant, but in a way, it's unique, and the Guardsmen will be thinking that. They'll be seeing they're wearing her St. Patrick's blue, which is so apt and brilliant of her to have worn that.
Edinburgh stopped attending public events some years before his death. So the Duke of Kent is a very prominent participator in these great state events. We have a very visible sign of the changing of the guard in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace. Her Majesty has returned inside, but we will see her again, fear not. And maybe a good moment, Jamie, as we see the changing of the guard, just to explain very quickly that the escort has some work to do.
It does. It hasn't finished yet for the escort. They now go on to Queen's Guard, as it's called, at Buckingham Palace and at St James's Palace, taking over from the old guard, which was drawn from the Coldstream Guards, as you can see. They've got a few more hours of duty left.
So the guard is being changed, and as Jamie was saying, it's a bit of a long day for the members of the escort who've now got to be on guard in Buckingham Palace and St James's Palace. So from Coldstream to Irish Guards. So as the guard is changed, we're mindful, of course, of the fact that there are lots of people around who are now getting quite excited about the prospect of the fly past in a short while. And just outside Buckingham Palace, just the other side of the railings, I know that JJ Chalmers is there, and I think JJ is with a special guest there, so let's join.